Let's try it again. Let's try it
We're
again.
ready.
Maybe this is the charm, right?
Hey, we're sitting here, food all over our face, talking sports on a rainy Wednesday night. Hey, it doesn't get any better than that. Glad to have you with us. Jordan, we apologize for the technical difficulties. Sometimes those things happen. We've been talking high school football. Now let's get back to some of the games from last week. The Paintsville Tigers went on the road to Frankfort, and they defeated Frankfort handily. Paintsville's only loss this year was to Russell, so Paintsville's off to a great start this year. The thing about Frankfort, they were scoreless coming into that. They had not scored in the first 3 games of the season. They did put 6 points up against Paintsville. Paintsville won handily in that game.
Well, they just ran away with it. That was a huge win for the Tigers, got them back on the winning track, and got a little momentum as they're heading into district play.
And then another game we had locally, a Floyd County matchup. Floyd County Central traveled to Betsy Lane, and the Bobcats come away with a victory in that game.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of points scored,
Mm-hmm.
and we're going to get to see those Bobcats Friday night right here on the Appalachian Prep Sports Network, as we'll have them in Eastridge. And they've got a great young quarterback in Gerald, and they've got a freshman, and they've got some talented receivers. But hey, you know what? I got to talk about Floyd Central a little bit. First year coach, going through some struggles.
Oh, sure.
Don't jump off the bandwagon, Floyd Central. Give the guy a chance. It's just starting, putting a new system in. They're entertaining to watch, and I really look in the next couple of years that'll be a difference there at Floyd Central.
I think so. I think Coach Hoskins will get it done. And let's not forget they're coming off a winless season. So, he's trying to rebuild that program and get it back on solid ground. Another game we had, East Ridge and Knott County. I'm not surprised that Knott County won, but I was surprised by the margin in that game. Sometimes the margin surprises you or whatever, but nonetheless, Knott County surprisingly undefeated at this. And I don't think anybody maybe would have thought that. Maybe have not played the greatest schedule, but I don't care if you beat everybody that you're supposed to beat. You're still undefeated.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So congrats to the Knott County Central having a great first part of the season. I think their schedule gets a little tougher as we go along. So they get into district play. Should be a big difference. It's hard to believe we're already at the halfway point. Right?
Unbelievable. I always say the regular season of high school football goes by quicker than any college, pro, or high school sport. I really do. And we do want to remind everyone, Friday night we will – be at East Ridge, great matchup, and that is a district game. We're getting into district play now. Jared Gerald will bring his Bobcats up to the East Ridge up there to the reservation. And he'll take on East Ridge, and we'll be there for that game. We're going to look ahead now at the schedule for this week. Shelby Valley coming off the loss to Martin County. They are off before they begin district play, and they'll be at Pike Central, and we'll talk about that game next week. They'll be at Pike Central for a district game. I think Pikeville will get back on the winning track. They're at home this week against Powell County. I like Pikeville big in that game.
Oh, I do too. I think Pikeville's got a little revenge, and they're going to put a little bit of doubt. But has anybody played a tougher schedule so far this season than Pikeville?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, look at who they play. Johnson Central, Belfry, Raceland.
Christian Academy of Louisville.
Yeah, they're kind of good, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's been no cupcakes, no cakewalk. So, don't get down on the Panthers. They just, I think the Pikeville fans still a little sting after losing to Belfry that big.
Yes. Another game we have, it'll be Belfry and Pike County Central, and Belfry's their only loss was to Johnson Central. Belfry having a great season. They got a lot of veterans. Matt Varney, of course, in his first year at the helm of Belfry, and he's gotten off. I think the people at Belfry are pretty happy with the successful start they've had. They play at Pike County Central. This will be the first district game for Belfry in the 2A in the new district. So that'll be new for the Pirates.
Well, and you expect them dropping down from 3A to 2A. It's going to be tough for those 2A teams. You got some ones that's dominant right now with Prestonsburg and Martin County. but it's going to be interesting to see how they stack up against Belfry. Let's face it, Belfry's
Yeah, we're
Belfry's
long
Belfry,
Belfry's
right?
Belfry, and I think that they will be in great shape, but they will, as you should, when you get to the state semifinals. I don't know how the pairings will play out, but there's been some tremendous that have played with anybody out of 2A, Beechwood, Lexington Christian, Owensboro Catholic. Mayfield, just some great teams. Belfry, even though they dropped from 3A to 2A, they'll meet every bit the competition they had before.
Oh, you're exactly right. They're going to be tough to handle in that 2A, but it's going to be interesting to see how do they get at, if and everybody thinks they will, makes it out of the region. How do they stack up to some of those other 2A teams downstate?
The 2A in the top level has been loaded the last few years.
You're exactly right.
Another game we have will be Boyd County at Johnson Central. You just have to give them credit. The proof's in the pudding, as they say. Big wins over Belfry, and then big win 35-14 over Powerful. I think you'd agree with me, and you may not. Johnson Central has established themselves as the best team in the mountains.
Oh, right now they are the number one. I mean, they're number one.
Prove me wrong.
Yeah. No, I put on a post today. Numbers don't lie, right? I mean, they have just beat everybody in front of them, and now they're moving into district play. Let's see how they do.
And the last game one of the last games we'll look at real quick, Floyd County Central travels to Leslie County, and that'll be a good ball game. I think that's a very even game.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'll be a good test for both teams. Two fairly even teams, both kind of in that rebuilding mode. Let's face it, Leslie County fans, you lost a heck of a quarterback from last year.
Mm-hmm.
New system at Floyd Central. This should be a great matchup.
And 3 or 4 games we'll look at here real quick. Hazard and Knox Central. Knox Central's had some great teams over the years, but I'm going to go with the Bulldogs on the road.
Yeah. Got to pick the mountain team, right? You got to go with them. I'm sorry.
Lawrence County's having a great year. They will travel to Letcher Central. Letcher Central surprised me last week. They losing to Breathitt County. I thought they would probably get Breathitt County, but they didn't. Letcher Central's at home, but I'm going to have to go with the Bulldogs from Lawrence County. And then you got Magoffin County traveling to Estill County. It's going to be tough for the Hornets to win at Estill County. And I was just wondering, is there anybody out there in Pike County who listen to us on the Access? Do you know the nickname of Estill County? It's interesting.
I do. I got that.
Oh, gosh, Tom, you got it. Have you?
Just because I looked the logo up, it's the Engineers.
Engineers.
Right? The Engineers.
I would suffice to say that they are the only engineers in Kentucky.
I think you're safe to
I would
say
take
on
that bet. But yeah, I was going to say that Magoffin County traveling to Estill County to take on the Engineers. Another game, Paintsville at West Carter. I like Paintsville in that game. Paintsville's only had one loss this year, and that was to a very good Russell team. I think Paintsville goes on the road and gets a win.
Yeah, I'll go with that. I really like the way Paintsville's playing right now. Another team, so many years, Ronnie, it was mountain football was pound the ball, pound the ball, pound the ball. Everybody ran the ball.
Sure.
Now you're starting to see more teams air it out and get into a more spread offense, and you're seeing that with Paintsville. They really like to throw the ball around, much like Floyd Central does as well.
So I like Paintsville in that game. The last game we're looking at, the Phelps Hornets, coming off a tough loss. They had defeated Harlan the week before 40-0. Had a great game, Phelps winning that game, but they went on the road and lost to maybe a Knott County team that's better than what we're giving them credit for. Phelps goes to Fairville, very even matchup. I'll go with the home team. If that game was at Phelps, I would pick the Hornets. It's at Fairview, so I'll go with Fairview in a very, very close game.
Well, you're right. Phelps is still in that rebuilding stage, and hopefully, I think they can go down there and pick up the win. Let's go stick with the Mountain School. Let's talk a little bit about, and I know we went off the air. We had some technical difficulties. We're up and running now. Apologize for that. Let's talk a little bit about Martin County. Let's back up and talk about that, because I don't think a lot of people heard us, especially in the Facebook world.
Oh, Martin County, an impressive win. They were up 12-7 on Shelby Valley. 13 seconds remaining in the first half. And I thought that was the play of the game. Maynard completed a 29-yard pass to Gavin Stepp. They kicked the extra point, and they go up 19-7. And that was a tough touchdown for Shelby Valley to give up. Shelby Valley, I thought they executed very well in the first half. The quarterback, Elijah Blackman, Logan Hall running the ball, Lincoln Taylor. They were without Tanner Maynard, their leading running back. He was injured and set out that game. But great ball game we had for the first half, 19-7. But like I say, I think that touchdown took the wind out of Shelby Valley's sails. Martin County proceeds to come out after halftime and scored on their first three touchdowns drives, first three drives in the second half, and put the game away, winning 40-20. But Devin Maynard, hey, okay, he rushed for 3 and he threw for 2. I mean, what can you say about Devin Maynard?
Well, yeah, you're exactly right. You know, he didn't have the best completion percentage, but when he did complete them, my oh my, there's for touchdowns. It seemed like. And then I want to give a shout out to Grayson Lafferty, the running back too. He had 107, I think it was 176 yards on the ground.
Great game.
I mean, he just had another phenomenal game. And you see on our Next Up series, you say, why is he putting all them Martin County guys on it? Because they earn it, right there, plain and simple. Those two are just phenomenal athletes and are putting up some big time stats. So people ask all the time, well, how do you pick the player of the week? How do you pick this?
Yeah.
It's totally based on stats.
Yeah.
If you have a great game, you're in the running. And my, oh my, we had 5 this week that could have been player of the week, Ron.
Easy. I agree with you. Yeah, I agree. On any other weekend, they may have gotten the player of the game, but our player of the game.
The Johnson Central guy rushes for 250 yards and
Yeah,
player of the week.
absolutely. And we'll talk about the player of the week at the end of the show. But Devin Maynard, like we talked about, outstanding basketball player on the hardwood, and he'll have a great senior season there for Coach James. But Martin County with the win. It's a non-district game, but still a big win for Martin County. Their only loss coming the first game of the season to Lawrence County, 35-7. And with that, we're going to step out and take a timeout. And when we come back, we will talk NFL. We'll recap the third week of the season. We'll give you some predictions, and we'll go from there as you're listening to All Access on the Appalachian Prep Sports Network.
In a rush, dinner on the go, or ready to celebrate after the big game, come into the Shelby Valley Diner. At the Shelby Valley Diner, every bite is made to satisfy. Crispy, saucy wings made just the way you like them. And don't forget about our daily specials. Fresh and delicious, giving you something new to love every day. Shelby Valley Diner is where flavor meets family. Come hungry and leave happy at the Shelby Valley Diner.
In life's hardest moments, you deserve comfort and care. At Hall & Jones Funeral Home, we guide you with compassion, honoring your loved one with dignity and respect. From traditional services to meaningful celebrations, we're here for you every step of the way. Hall & Jones Funeral Home, where every goodbye is filled with love.
Looking for a new pharmacy? Howard Family Pharmacy offers fast and friendly service and convenient drive-thrus at both locations.
All right, Ronnie, what'd you do? Did you turn my mic off? Is that what you did? I want to know.
You caught me. Okay. Oh, I'm telling you. They say I used to be a ball hog on the basketball court, and I guess I'm a microphone hog too. So, but we'll back to going. And a quick look now as we move into the NFL segment. And like I say, you can text us at 606-205-3721 if you got any comments to make about the predictions in high school, the predictions in NFL. First, with the NFL, we'll recap last week's games and make a couple comments about each. Minnesota and the Bengals, that's enough comment. But no, Minnesota with a big win. They got 2 touchdowns by their defense and just destroyed the Bengals, which I hope the Bengals can bounce back, but it's not going to get any easier. We'll talk about where they play next week. But Minnesota big over the Bengals. Both of them with backup quarterbacks, but theirs with Carson Wentz was better than their backup quarterback.
Yeah, exactly right. The Bengals are the Bengals.
Yeah, no defense, and that makes it tough when you do that. But that
You just have
defense,
to try to outscore
the offense give up 2 touchdowns to the same guy. You can't give any team really in the NFL unless it's the bottom tier. You really can't give up 2. They had an interception return for a touchdown. Then they had a fumble picked up by the same guy. and he take it back for a touchdown, and that gave him 2 touchdowns. From then on, it was all over with. And then, of course, Seattle over New Orleans. New Orleans is one of the 4 worst teams in the league. Hey, take your pick. I got the Saints the worst, a notch above Carolina, the Titans, and the Jets. Those 4 are the weakest team, I think, in the NFL. But
I would agree.
easy win for Seattle. The surprising Detroit Lions taking on the Baltimore Ravens. That was a great game. You know, I very seldom watch a whole Monday Night Football game, but I have to say, I watched that one to the end. Lamar Jackson and Jared Goff from Detroit, they put on a show. They sacked Lamar Jackson 8 times, but that was a tremendous football game, 38-24 with I'm surprised because it was at Baltimore. I picked Baltimore to win. I also, as I'll probably say every week, Baltimore was my pick to make it to the Super Bowl out of this. But whoever thought, I will jump ahead a little, that they'll play in the Chiefs this week. Whoever thought after 3 weeks would say both the Chiefs and the Ravens need this win bad.
Need a win. That's kind of crazy to think about based on the past, but you're exactly right. Both teams need a win desperately.
And then, of course, Baltimore defeated the Titans. No surprise there. If you play the Titans, you're going to win. Coach Callahan there, he is on the hot seat tremendously. Got the number 1 overall pick, Cam Ward, but I don't think he's in the same boat as some of the old number 1 picks in the past with the Burrows and the Jackson. And I was going to make one more comment on the Ravens. I'm not a Lamar Jackson fan, but I will say this. He's great. He's a great athlete. He's tremendous. He is fun to watch. I mean, I'm a big Bengals fan. Naturally, I've pulled against the Ravens, but he does some of the most unbelievable things on a football field you ever see.
You're like, is that really possible?
Exactly. And really quickly, we'll run through the other games. Las Vegas at Washington. Washington with the win without their starting quarterback, Jaden Daniels. So they win over Las Vegas. Dallas at Chicago. I always tell the games that I missed. I missed this one. I thought Dallas would get the win on the road, but the old Chicago Bears got off the mat and defeated Dallas. And
yeah, absolutely.
I think you and I and 9 more could score against Dallas right now, though. Their defense is really. And then the shocker of the week, you know, Bengals. I'm a Bengals fan, but in the other conference, I usually pull for Green Bay. I don't know why. Maybe small market team. Unbelievable losing to the Browns. That was the shocker or upset of the week for me. But let me say this. The Browns defense, number 1 in the league, their defense will keep them in most games.
I think so. I agree with you.
But
they're not the typical Browns defense, right?
No. Myles Garrett and company. But anyway, the thing about that game was the kicking and the special teams decided so many games. If you didn't watch the game, Green Bay had it in the W column. They hadn't played well, but they were going to kick a chip shot, 33 or 35 yards for a field goal to win the game. And what happens? The Browns block it. They take over, and Smith kicks a 55-yarder to win it at the buzzer at the end of the game. And unbelievable. The Browns get their first win. And then Atlanta, Carolina, not a lot of Atlanta, Carolina fans around here, but that game surprised me. Atlanta goes the week before, and they beat Minnesota at Minnesota, and they lost 30-0 to a pitiful Carolina Panther team.
Wow.
Another shocker, wouldn't you think?
I would agree.
And then you had Pittsburgh at New England. Pittsburgh, one of my least favorite teams. A lot of Pittsburgh fans in this area, though. A lot of them probably out there listening to me. They defeated New England. Tampa Bay, they've won 3 games, and they've all won all 3 in the last minute. This one in the last play of the game. But Tampa Bay defeated the New York Jets, who blocked a kick, and a field goal try, and ran it all the way back to take the lead, but they left too much time on the clock. Baker Mayfield brings them down the field, and they win in the last second. Tampa Bay undefeated right now. And then you got Kansas City played the Giants. That was a snooze of a game, not very exciting, not much offense. Kansas City got their first win of the year. The Giants, they're going to start a new quarterback this week. They're going to go with Jackson Dart. He's replacing Russell Wilson, so we'll see how the boy from Ole Miss does.
There we go.
Brian Dable, another coach on the hot seat there in New York, and couldn't get much hotter for him.
Hot seat, New York coach. How many times have we heard that over the years?
Absolutely. And another big comeback. The Philadelphia Eagles, you know, that was my pick to come out of the NFC, but down 26-7. They come back to get the win, but they shouldn't have. The Rams had a chip shot for a field goal, and what happens? They get it blocked and ran back for a touchdown, and Philadelphia wins. So a lot of crazy plays at the end of the game. Jacksonville and Texas, that game went down to the last minute. Jacksonville able to get a win over Texas, and Texas is surprisingly 0-3. Arizona played the 49ers. 49ers win in the last few seconds, 16-15 in that game. 49ers undefeated. Chargers beat the Broncos. Chargers still undefeated. Bills and Dolphins, enough said. I'm going to put the Dolphins in there as the 5th worst team behind the Saints, Carolina, the Titans, and the Jets. I'm going to put the Dolphins in there. How much longer will Coach Mike McDaniel, how long will he be able to survive? But that's the recap of the NFL games. But two of them, it sticks out. Carolina 30-0 over Atlanta, and, of course, the Browns defeating the Green Bay Packers. You know, isn't it amazing in college or pros, basketball, football, how things change from one week to another? After 2 weeks, I was ready to crown Green Bay. I said, I don't know if anybody can beat that team, and they go on the road and lose.
Yeah.
Boy, you change in a week, don't you?
Oh, exactly right. There's so much with all the money and all the situations they're dealing with in the NFL. Hats off to those coaches for being able to coach those egos. Let's face it, every one of them's got egos.
All right, here's my picks for the week. I'd love to hear your responses and everything, if you agree or disagree or whatever. But anyway, it's the first game we're talking about is Seattle at Arizona. You'll find that and of course, I don't know why, home teams win 67% of the time in the NFL, but I very seldom go with a road team, but I'm going to go with Seattle to beat Arizona. That'll be a great football game. Vikings and Steelers, they're in Dublin, but I don't think that's anywhere around Pike County.
No, it's right up the river, just across the little river.
They're in Dublin and across the pond.
Yep.
And I'll go with the Steelers to win that game. Chargers at the Saints. Okay, let's be real. That's at New Orleans. I'm going with the Chargers. Washington at Atlanta. Boy, Atlanta, they'll bounce back. We'll see what they're made of. I think they'll play Washington tough. Washington may be without their starting quarterback again, but I'm still going to go with Washington in a close game over Atlanta. Then you got the Titans at Texas. Texas gets their first win as they defeat the Titans. Eagles at the Bucks, both of them undefeated. I will go with the Eagles in a close game over Baker Mayfield and the Bucks. We look at Carolina, New England. I think New England's very well coached by Mike Vrabel this year in his first year there. Of course, he used to be the coach of the Titans and whatever. We've had a lot of success there. I'll go with New England over Carolina. Then you got the Saints at the Bills, unless the Bills bus wrecks on the way to the Coliseum. The Bills big in that game. That's another player. Yeah. I tell you, Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, they're just two fun players to watch.
That's what I started to say. They're fun to watch. I mean, you never know. Then their teams are never out of it either.
Yeah. I've got a big upset coming here in a second.
And
it's not from a team I like, but you got the Browns and the Lions. I'll go with the Lions. Boy, they looked impressive the other day. But let me tell you, the Browns' defense will keep that game close. Then you got the Colts and the Rams. Unsurprisingly, the Colts undefeated. Rams lost last week, their first game to Philadelphia. But I'll go with the Rams at home in L.A. Then you got the Bears at the Raiders. Bears with a big home win over Dallas last week. Raiders losing to Washington. Here's one where I'm going with the home team.
You're going to go with the Raiders.
I'm going to go with the Las Vegas Raiders. Then big game. Both these teams 1-2. Who would have thunk it? But you got the Chiefs hosting the Ravens. Now, in a game it's pretty much even. I go with the home team, but I'm going with the Ravens on the road to get the win, although I hope the Chiefs can because that would help the Bengals. And then the Jets and the Dolphins. Wow, boy, that's two pitiful teams, isn't it? Oh my goodness. I'm going to go with the Dolphins because they're at home. You know, a game could go either way. Bengals Monday Night Football. They travel to Denver. Tough to win at Denver, even with Joe Burrow. And you know, Jake Browning's one of the better backup quarterbacks, and he's got the two best receivers in football. I mean, tandem, Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. But I have to go with the Broncos because we said when we started this show, we'll pick with our head instead of our heart. So hope the Bengals can go out there and get the win. But the upset special for this week, folks, are you ready? Packers at Dallas. Dallas has given up 50 points every game this year, but somehow that game's at Dallas. The Packers laid an egg last week at Cleveland, and they were so impressive the first two games of the year. They destroyed the Detroit Lions in the first game. My upset of the week, so don't forget to remind me, Cowboys, and I hope I'm wrong, I like the Packers, but Cowboys over the Packers.
Ooh.
Cowboys over the Packers. That's my upset of the week. And that's a recap of the NFL. We're going to step out, take a time out, and we'll be back to talk a little baseball, a little golf, and a little college football as you're listening to the All Access on the Appalachian Prep Sports Network.
In a rush, dinner on the go, or ready to celebrate after the big game, come into the Shelby Valley Diner. At the Shelby Valley Diner, every bite is made to satisfy. Crispy, saucy wings made just the way you like them. And don't forget about our daily specials, fresh and delicious, giving you something new to love every day. Shelby Valley Diner is where flavor meets family. Come hungry and leave happy at the Shelby Valley Diner. At Valley Discount Pharmacy, we're more than just prescriptions. We're your neighbors. Whether you need affordable medications, expert advice, or just a friendly face, we're here for you every step of the way. Fast service, trusted care, and prices that won't break the bank. Valley Discount Pharmacy. Local, reliable, and affordable.
In life's hardest moments, you deserve comfort and care. At Hall and Jones Funeral Home, we guide you with compassion, honoring your loved one with dignity and respect. From traditional services to meaningful celebrations, we're here for you every step of the way. Hall and Jones Funeral Home, where every goodbye is filled with love.
Ronnie, we're back here live, and we got a whole lot of stuff going on. This is kind of like a little mash of everything right here. We're going to talk a little baseball first.
Well, one thing you told us, you said we're going to talk about everything, not basketball, baseball, football, and I like that. We're going to give athletes a dessert. And we want to remind everyone once again, coming to you live from Shelby Valley Diner. They take great care of us here. If you have not eaten here, it's worth a drive where you're coming from Dorton, Jenkins, Pineapple, whatever, Mullins. Great menu. You'll find something in the menu. Tom.
What a variety.
Mm-hmm,
I mean, just
absolutely.
look at what we got. We got wings, fries, we got cheese sticks. You've eaten a pizza sub. Had some type of dessert over there. I don't know. He started with dessert. I'm going to tell Gina on him. I'm going to tell Gina on him.
Yeah, she'll
right?
probably find out. But, I had the pizza sub last night, and my wife had the chicken and dumplings, and I knew I was coming back, and I said, you know what? I'm getting the pizza sub again tonight. I'll tell you, it's that good. But anyway, let's talk a little baseball. I'm a big baseball fan. They may not make it, but the Reds have acquitted themselves well with the payroll they've got. They are one game, and they were even going into last night, but they have fallen one game behind the New York Mets for the last Wildcat card. Mets last night, I was watching the game at 6-1. I turned, watched some other things, come back for the post game, and Mets come back and beat the Cubs 9-7.
Wow.
I couldn't believe that. I thought, oh my goodness. And then the Reds lost 4-2 to the Pirates.
If there ever was a sport that's about the payroll, it's baseball. Let's face it. Come on, you've really got to invest the money in the baseball.
You know what? I looked it up today. Now think about this. The Reds are only a game behind the Mets. The Mets payroll is $387 million, and the Reds is $167 million. That is a difference of $220 million, folks, and you don't have to be a financial genius. $220 million difference is more than what the Bengals payroll is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just amazing. The Mets, I've said that before. If you're not a baseball fan, they got Pete Alonso, Francisco Lindor, Juan Soto, one of the superstars of baseball, and yet the Reds with the low payroll are hanging around, and of course now the Diamondbacks are only a game behind the.
Oh yeah, so it's tightening up.
Reds, Mets, and Diamondbacks for that last spot. And we'll talk about it. A tournament I attended yesterday, the Region 12 Golf Championship, and it's a little different when you talk about regions in golf and basketball. It's Region 12 because they incorporate a lot more teams, like Hazard's in the same with the Pac Centrals and the Betsy Lands and the Pineapples and the East Ridge and the Shelby Valleys. The results yesterday, of course, I watched three of the top, unbelievable. Two of them are sophomores and one's a junior. Waylon Klutz from Hazard, he won it with a 1-over score. Max Bingham was second. Noah Baldridge, outstanding player from Shelby Valley, he was, I think they tied for second. Mark Boland was fourth, and of course, Marcus from Pikeville, he won the All-A region championship, but Waylon Klutz gave him credit on the back nine. He had 6 pars, a couple of birdies, and 1 bogey, so he was able to pull out the win. But it was a great tournament. I want to say this: Mark Boland and Jake Lucas, both from Pikeville, qualified for the state as individuals because of their score. And also Noah Baldridge. Congratulations to that young man. He'll be participating in the semi-state this Saturday at Winchester. So we want to wish those Pike County boys and Johnson County and Perry County, Waylon Klutz, Max Bingham, Mark Boland, Noah Baldridge, and Jake Lucas. We want to wish those young men. Let me tell you, I watched them smashing drives over 300. It was fun to watch.
Well, listen, you know, if you're not a golf fan, you know, and I know we don't have a lot of golf fans in our area. We've got a lot of people that play, but not a lot of true fans. These high school kids can put on a show. You know, I did that route 4 years with my son Jake. We or 5 years. We went to a lot of different tournaments, and my oh my, you'll see some of the best golf around right here on the mountain, right here on the mountaintop at Stonecrest. Usually,
I'll say this: these kids can compete with these guys in the state. Hazard won the All-8 state championship team competition, so a lot of talent on that Hazard team. But once again, congratulations to Waylon Klutz. He had to win, but I'm telling you, you could update the scores, and you could look. I mean, Baldridge and Mark Boland, you look, and Mark Boland was leading after 8 holes, and then this one took the lead, and then Klutz got off to a slow start, 3 over, but like you say, it was exciting to watch.
Shame on me. You know, I said we was going to try to cover one, and I promise next year we will do a golf tournament. Now, we may not do the whole course. I mean, I still ain't figured all that out, and I don't have that much cable, but we will cover a golf tournament because those young men and young women, they participated the day before. They deserve just as much coverage as anybody else.
Absolutely. And I do believe, I'm not sure I had to leave to get back, but I think Hazard won the team championship. I'm pretty sure.
Johnson Central came in second. I saw that on their Facebook post today.
I think they were the cream of the crop, to be honest with those two teams. Let's take a look now at college football. My favorite sport is watching it on the TV. I can watch college football. I can watch Tennessee Chattanooga play Tennessee Martin on the TV. I love college football. You look at the schedule for upcoming week, UCAS, South Carolina. South Carolina is one of the top 2 or 3 quarterbacks in the nation. Lenore Sellers. Kentucky comes into that game 2-1. I think it'll be a pretty good game. I tell you why I'm going with South Carolina. A raucous crowd, tough place to play down there in Columbia. And Cutter Boley getting his first SEC start on the road. So I think, you know, Cutter may have a tough time down in Columbia this Saturday.
I agree. Columbia's a rough place to play. They've got the talent. I'm going with the South Carolina.
Yeah, go with the Gamecocks, Hope Boley. I will say this. The one key for Kentucky, they have got 2, maybe 3 outstanding running backs. I know they got 2. But let me tell you, those 2 running backs, if Kentucky gets long, sustained drives, and like use a basketball term, keep Sellers off the field, they've got a puncher's chance in this game.
Yep.
Another game looking at Southern California at Illinois. Illinois coming off a 63-10 whipping from Indiana, a team that must be better than what I think. I'll give them props, but I'm going to go with Southern Cal in that game, even though it's on the road. You know, a lot of things you take in consideration when you're picking a game. These teams traveling cross country and stuff, it's tough. I mean, if it's an even game, but I think that Southern Cal's got too much talent in this game.
It just doesn't seem right with them being in the Big Ten, right? Or what is it now? It used to be the Big Ten. Now it's a Big 12, or maybe, I don't know, whatever they call themselves.
California coming to play NC State. I hate it. Don't like it at all. What are we going to do? We're not going to do anything about it. Oregon coming this week to Penn State. That's okay if it's a non-conference game, but for a conference game. 2 great games this week will be Oregon, the Ducks, taking on Penn State. Penn State's not been that impressive. They're undefeated. They're ranked in the top 5. I'm going to go with Penn State, but let me say this. That game could go either way. Oregon's got one of the better quarterbacks in the nation, and Dante Moore, a transfer from UCLA. He's putting up Heisman numbers you probably never heard of him. Oregon out on the West Coast. But and Oregon traveling across country, I'll go with Penn State in a close game.
Yeah, I'll take Oregon on the road. I really think.
Very possible. And then the next game of the 2 I was talking about, Alabama at Georgia. I'm going to go with the Bulldogs at home. I'm not sure. They got the longest home winning streak now.
Yeah.
I should have checked that before I come on the air. They've not lost a home game, I don't know, 5-6 years.
Yeah.
So And Alabama's not your.
They're not your Nick Saban.
Alabama, no.
They're not your Nick Saban Alabama.
And I'm going to go with Georgia. And
I agree with that.
this would be a great game, Thomas. LSU at Ole Miss. That'll be a tough one. I'm going to go with LSU because of their defense. They got a great defense. I think they'll be able to slow this high-powered Ole Miss offense.
I'll take Ole Miss at home.
Yep. I'll go with LSU on the road. And then Auburn at Texas A&M. Auburn lost last week. Of course, got some tough calls. That officiating crew, I think they've been reprimanded, maybe suspended for a game. Boy, Auburn got some tough calls in that game. I mean, and it cost them the game. It really did. But on the road at A&M, I'm going to go with A&M at home.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'll go A&M at home.
And good luck to the Reds. They got 5 games left. They got 2 with the Pirates and 3 with the Brewers. It's amazing, though. They've swept the Cubs 4 games and can't beat the lowly Pirates. You know what I'm saying? That's great. But anyway, that takes care of college football, and we hope Kentucky goes down to Columbia and gets a win on the road. We're going to take our final time out, and we're going to be back with some soccer news and our player of the week, some volleyball news, and we'll be back to wrap it up as you listen to All Access on the Appalachian Prep Sports Network.
In a rush, dinner on the go, or ready to celebrate after the big game, come into the Shelby Valley Diner. At the Shelby Valley Diner, every bite is made to satisfy. Crispy, saucy wings made just the way you like them. And don't forget about our daily specials, fresh and delicious, giving you something new to love every day. Shelby Valley Diner is where flavor meets family. Come hungry and leave happy at the Shelby Valley Diner. At Valley Discount Pharmacy, we're more than just prescriptions. We're your neighbors. Whether you need affordable medications, expert advice, or just a friendly face, we're here for you every step of the way. Fast service, trusted care, and prices that won't break the bank. Valley Discount Pharmacy. Local, reliable, and affordable. Rainey Real Estate Development, your housing source for Pikeville, Kentucky. Just hitting the market is this gorgeous 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment located only 5 minutes from campus. If you're interested in a home, call Jake Rainey at Rainey Real Estate Development, 606-477-8662. That's Rainey Real Estate Development. All right, everybody, we are back here. My, oh my, what a big week we've already had so far, and it's just getting even bigger.
I'll tell you one thing. My son was telling me about it, and I was thinking about it, and I thought, wow, what a weekend for sports. You got high school football on Friday night. Hey, everybody, we'll be at East Ridge. Betsy Lane at East Ridge. Be a district matchup, first district game of the year for those two clubs. We got the Ryder Cup, which is my favorite golfing event.
Oh, I love it. Love it.
And I tell you, I watch that Ryder Cup. I watch every second I can of the Ryder Cup. Hope the United States can win there at Bethpage. You got golf this weekend. You got Kentucky on the road at South Carolina. You got 2 great football games, Oregon and Penn State, and Alabama and Georgia. I mean, just a myriad of things. I mean, it promises to be from Friday night till Sunday. You got the NFL. Monday night, we got the Bengals. We can come in on a Monday night and watch the Bengals and the Broncos. So a great weekend for sports. No question about it. Probably one of the better weekends of the year.
Oh, I completely agree. So much good stuff going on, and we've had it right here. You know, last night we were at Floyd Central and covered an amazing volleyball game between Floyd Central as well as Shelby Valley, and my, oh my, it was a game. I mean, that first set, Shelby Valley got hit, punched right in the mouth. I mean, Ronnie, Floyd Central jumped out on 12-0, and boom, all of a sudden, yeah, and just came back to win the first set. But then Coach Riddle called a timeout, and then after that, it was Shelby Valley. Ended up going 4 sets, but Shelby Valley, all 3 were competitive. But it was shocking at first. They came out a little sluggish, did Valley. Floyd Central was on their game. Second set was a great back and forth matchup before Shelby Valley went on a 17-1 run to end up winning going away. The third set they handled pretty easy, and then the fourth set was a back and forth contest. But I think they were
Won the first set.
yeah. But then I think it was kind of a shock to Shelby Valley that first set.
You know, Mr. Vittles' club come into that game with a record of 17-3, and the only 3 losses were at the Class A state level. Undefeated in the mountains, of course, and had a big win on the road last week against Paintsville. I think that was a 4-set match. I know Riddle, that seems to be done, but had another big game in that one. And then East Ridge and Pikeville, that was a great matchup. The Baldridge girl from Savannah Baldridge for East Ridge had a great game. Pikeville, Dagan Oliver and company, they had was able to pull out the win, but some exciting volleyball games around the area.
Tomorrow night, and tomorrow night right here again, we'll have Shelby Valley and get our first look at Johnson Central. Mm-hmm. When you talk about volleyball, Johnson Central is kind of that hidden secret. Mm-hmm. You don't know what you're going to get exactly, because they don't put stats in. They don't put a lot. All they got's their win-loss record. We haven't covered them. I don't know of anybody that has covered them yet. I mean, I know their school broadcast probably does. So I'm excited to see them. When I look at volleyball in the 15th region right now, I think there's 2 tiers. I think right now, I think Shelby Valley and Paintsville are on that top tier.
I agree with that, yes.
Now, you'll say, hey, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Johnson Central beat Paintsville the other night. I still think they're the top 2. Mm-hmm. Then I think 3 through 6 or 7 could beat that top tier any night. Right. But they would have to play their best game. And to me, that would be, I think, Pikeville. Then I think I would put Floyd Central in there. I would put Johnson Central in there. Who we haven't seen. I'm just going on basing on assumptions. And then I think the Betsy Lanes, the Prestonsburgs, they could all do it. East Ridge could sneak out a win on a good night. But I think right now those 2 are the top 2. And that's what shocked me with that first set last night. Because, like I said, going into the Paintsville game, if you take out the Paintsville game, they had only lost, I believe, 1 set in the region all year. So it was kind of shocking. So Paintsville's played them tough both times. But then you talk about soccer. We had a great game last night with probably 2 of the best boys teams, with 2 of the best. I'm not going to say the 2 best, with Prestonsburg and Pikeville. Prestonsburg going into Pikeville winning 3-2. So great matchup there as well.
Prestonsburg and the soccer field, boys and girls have had a lot of success recently.
And the matchup in soccer that I wanted to see, when I saw the score come across, I was a little surprised. It was the 2 best girls teams, in my opinion, are Martin County and Johnson Central. Mm-hmm. And Martin County won easily last night at Johnson Central. But now I don't count out those Johnson Central Lady Eagles. They're tough, Ronnie. We covered them 2 weeks ago. They are super, super tough, and they are young. Their core nucleus, I mean, they do have some seniors and juniors, but that main group is a lot of sophomores. And soccer's got so big in coverage for us. Now we're doing an up next for the boys and the girls, not instead of combining the 2, because so many of these athletes are putting up performances that's drawing attention. So a lot of good soccer action as well.
With that, we will take one more time out, and we'll be back to wrap everything up, and we will be naming our players of the week, and we'll do that as soon as we come back, as you're listening to All Access on the ABSN Network.
In a rush, dinner on the go, or ready to celebrate after the big game, come into the Shelby Valley Diner. At the Shelby Valley Diner, every bite is made to satisfy. Crispy, saucy wings made just the way you like them. And don't forget about our daily specials, fresh and delicious, giving you something new to love every day. Shelby Valley Diner is where flavor meets family. Come hungry and leave happy at the Shelby Valley Diner.
In life's hardest moments, you deserve comfort and care. At Hall and Jones Funeral Home, we guide you with compassion, honoring your loved one with dignity and respect. From traditional services to meaningful celebrations, we're here for you every step of the way. Hall and Jones Funeral Home, where every goodbye is filled with love.
Looking for a new pharmacy? Howard Family Pharmacy offers fast and friendly service and convenient drive-thrus at both locations.
At Valley Discount Pharmacy, we're more than just prescriptions. We're your neighbors. Whether you need affordable medications, expert advice, or just a friendly face, we're here for you every step of the way. Fast service, trusted care, and prices that won't break the bank. Valley Discount Pharmacy. Local, reliable, and affordable. All right, everybody, we're back here. We're going to wrap up in this final session, Ronnie. Talk about players of the week. My, oh my, did we have some unbelievable performances. First, let's start off in girls soccer. Let's see. Miss Carly Stanley. Carly Stanley had an unbelievable 9 goals last week in 2 games. 5 of those, Johnson Central, yeah. 5 of those was against Prestonsburg, and just put on an unbelievable performance. Got to interview her after the game. It was pretty good interview. Now let's talk about on the boys' side. This one has not been released yet. Just now getting all the stats in on this one. And for back-to-back weeks, it'll be Aiden Miner from Lawrence County. 2-0 did the Bulldogs go. 6 goals, 1 assist. So hats off to him. Just another unbelievable performance, and that'll go out.
6 goals in 2 games.
Yeah, and we still got the up next will be released. There'll be a lot of good athletes there. Then let's talk about volleyball. Kind of, how can I say it? Kind of the shocker of the week. And this goes to Savannah Baldridge from Eastridge. But you mentioned it. What was it, a 29 kill?
29 kills against Pikeville.
Yeah, 29 kills. Had an unbelievable averaged 9.6 kills per set last week. Her team did go 2-1. They did lose to the Panthers. But still, what an absolutely unbelievable performance for her.
Very good girls softball pitcher, too.
Yeah, oh, okay. All right. We can't wait. We're going to see that. And then, we're doing something different in football, and it's all the time. Offense gets the glory, Ronnie. Sure. Everybody talks about, this one ran for 300 yards, this one passed for this. And sometimes those defensive guys get overlooked. Yes. So we're going to start doing a defensive player of the week and an offensive player of the week. So let's go for defense, because everybody knows defense wins championships, right?
I don't know. I never played it.
So let's go. Carlo Chico from Lawrence County had 19 tackles. 11 of those were solo and 2 tackles for loss. An unbelievable performance. Now, his Bulldogs did lose, but he did everything he could on the defensive side of the ball. Now, we had a huge debate about this with one of my friends the other day on Facebook. Well, they went down and played North Laurel. Isn't North Laurel like a 5A school?
Yes,
Lawrence County a 3A.
Yes.
And they did that because of why? The RPI, that silly RPI that everybody can't stand, right?
If you got to win against a 5A school, that's a lot of points.
And even a loss against a 5A, if it's respectable, plays into it. So they went down there and everybody was on to them. But listen, I think they held their own against a big 5A school in North Laurel. So, and then offensive. Man, oh man, how much competition did we have here?
It's It'll be tough every week. It is. We see some outstanding individual performances every week.
But this week, for the second time on the season, Mr. Kane Patton from Prestonsburg, 7 carries, $173, 2 touchdowns. Receiving, he caught 6 passes, 161 yards, and 3 more scores as the Black Cats just rolled over Pike Central.
We have a lot of great individual games, but Boy, that one right there was going to be maybe tough to top throughout the year. I mean, over 300 yards total offense, 5 touchdowns. I wonder why he got the player of the week.
I don't know, man. I said it's not too many times. And, the shout outs go. You look at, Devin Maynard had a big week. He had an unbelievable contest. Grayson Lafferty had another great contest. Then you go on the defensive side of the ball. LeMaster from down at Johnson Central, he had 16 tackles. Then you go to on the offensive side for Johnson Central, you had Braxton Perry, I believe is his last name. He just ran for 251 yards, Ronnie.
The one easily over Pulaski County, another undefeated team. That was a surprise that they won by the margin they did. But, you look at J.B. Woolen from Belfry, had 2 big, long touchdown runs in that game against Pikefield. And, I mean, they're just great players and great performances everywhere.
And I'm leaving out, I'm looking real quick, if you could bear with me, Ronnie. I know I'm leaving out one of our up next performances. They were just so many that could have won that offensive player of the game. Alex Johnson, the quarterback for Prestonburg. He threw for 221 yards and 3 touchdowns, 11 for 14.
Yeah.
There's some accuracy.
Great athlete.
Man, we're so blessed. One more thing, Ronnie. I know we're trying to make our hour, but stats came out on girls volleyball today. Mm-hmm. Tell me we ain't got some volleyball players in this region. Keels, Miley Riddle leads. Miley Riddle leads the state.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Miley.
with 7.18 kills. But wait a minute. But wait, there's more. Oh. Then we got the number 2 with Kylie Kenner from Paintsville at 6.69. Then our player of the week comes in 5th with 5.95. And Jaden Jarrell rounds out our coverage area with 4.9. So at 13th. So in the 15th region, we have 4 of the top 13 in kills.
Fantastic, and you wonder why volleyball is so exciting and getting a lot of attention from the fans. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. If you watch too good, now listen, I'm going to be honest. I wasn't a big volleyball fan. My daughter didn't play. We were basketball. But, the more I watch this sport, the more I really get into it. And you see, this is some really good athletes.
Mm-hmm.
But
absolutely.
Just like
Fast-paced.
Oh, my goodness. And then 2 more. On the assist side, Taylon Johnson from Shelby Valley, averaging 9.7 assists, is ranked 5th in the state. And then Lindy Gearhart from Pikeville ranks 31st at 7.95 assists. That's impressive.
Proud of them.
That's impressive. Now that's about the midway point now. So be interesting to see how they end up at the end of the year. But kudos to those ladies.
Well, that's going to take care of everything on the All Access on the Appalachian Prep Sports Network. We thank you for tuning in. We thank our sponsors. We thank Talis Thompson and his crew here at Shelby Valley Dino. If you've not been by, make it a point to drop by. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. We want to thank our sponsors. We want to thank our fans for listening to us. I want to thank my executive producer, Thomas Rainey, and for Philip Birchfield, and for Brian Hunley, for Eugene Newsom. Until we see you Friday night, good evening, everyone.